UN, UN adopts resolution on multilingualism, mentions Hindi for first time. The resolution passed on Friday encourages the UN to continue disseminating important communications and messages in official as well as in non-official languages, including in Hindi language. Hindi at UN project was launched in 2018 to enhance public outreach of Hindi at the UN New York. In a significant initiative, the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, has adopted an India-sponsored resolution on multilingualism that mentions the Hindi language for the first time. The resolution passed on Friday encourages the UN to continue disseminating important communications and messages in official as well as in non-official languages, including in Hindi language. This year, for the first time, the resolution has a mention of Hindi language. The resolution also mentions Bangla and Urdu for the first time. We welcome these additions. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador T.S. Tirumurti. Mr. Tirumurti said multilingualism is recognized as a core value of the UN and expressed gratitude to the Secretary General for prioritizing multilingualism. India has been partnering with the UN Department of Global Communications, DGC, since 2018 by providing an extra budgetary contribution to mainstream and consolidate news and multimedia content in the Hindi language, he said. As part of these efforts, Hindi at UN project was launched in 2018 with an objective to enhance the public outreach of the United Nations in the Hindi language, and to spread greater awareness about global issues among millions of Hindi-speaking populations around the world. In this context, I would like to recall UNSC Resolution 13-1, adopted in its first session on 1 February 1946, which stated that the United Nations cannot achieve its purposes unless the people of the world are fully informed of its aims and activities, the Indian envoy said. He further stated it is imperative that multilingualism at the United Nations in a true sense is embraced and India will support the UN in achieving this objective. Multilingualism is an essential factor in harmonious communication among peoples and an enabler of multilateral diplomacy. It ensures effective participation of all in the organization's work, as well as greater transparency and efficiencies and better outcomes. Multilingualism is recognized by the General Assembly as a core value of the organization. As such, all United Nations Secretariat entities are expected to contribute actively and demonstrate their commitment to this joint endeavor. Multilingualism mandates also call for the mainstreaming of multilingualism throughout the Secretariat, according to UN. Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Russian and Spanish are the 6 official languages of the United Nations, English and French being the working languages of the United Nations Secretariat.